Welcome to Conversations in American Democracy. I'm Ken Frazier, and before we go around the room and identify each person here, we'd like to take this moment to offer our deepest sympathies to Rabbi Merrill Shapiro and his family. Know that our prayers are with you. As I said, I'm Ken Frazier. If we start from
Kathy Rotondo.
Mark Stansel.
Donna Stansel.
Phyllis Ruther.
Kurt McCauley.
Susanna Pavel.
Sherry Frazier.
Kathy Duffy.
Jackie Brabant.
Marla Alger.
Patsy Colosimo.
Al Rotondo.
good afternoon. Kurt, do you have a article or amendment for us today?
I think I want to go Section 3 of the First Amendment.
All right, First Amendment, Section 3.
Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature. That was the old way. For 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. That was changed by the 17th Amendment. And I'd love to be able to give you the 17th, let me see, yeah. April 8th, 1913, okay? And that's when we started electing senators directly without going through Congress. Immediately after they shall be assembled in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as may be into 3 classes. The seats of the senators of the first class shall be vacated at the expiration of the 2nd year of the 2nd class, at the expiration of the 4th year, and the 3rd class at the expiration of the 6th year, so that 1/3 may be chosen every 2nd year. And if vacancies happen by resignation or otherwise, death, during the 4th recess of the legislature of any state, the executive thereof may make temporary appointments until the next meeting of the legislature, which shall then fill such vacancies. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained the age of 30 years, been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state for which he shall be chosen. The Vice President of the United States shall be the President of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they be equally divided. The Senate shall choose their other officers, and also a President pro tem in the absence of the Vice President, or when he shall exercise the office of President of the United States. The Senate shall have the whole sole power to try all impeachments when sitting for that purpose. They shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried. Well, we've all seen 2 examples of that, right? And no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. And we've seen that too. Judgment in any case of impeachment shall not extend further than to removal from office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor or trust or profit under the United States. But the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to law. Okay.
Wait a minute. Could you read that last part again?
From what part?
About the parties
Tried.
convicted.
Yeah.
Tri-
So the president that gets convicted and is removed from his seat, then can be convicted outside of the law, or in the law outside of his station?
Because wouldn't that directly contradict what the Supreme Court just ruled about the president having immunity?
Community, yeah. No, I
Well, I don't think that
Because-
immunes him from being convicted by the Senate.
Oh, so this is only tried
That's
by,
not in a court, it's.
this is
it's
not,
in
this
the
is,
Senate.
okay,
Yeah.
it's within the Senate.
Yeah,
See, judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to removal from office. So, the whole idea of indicting him afterwards.
That's why we have to
plus
fix the
if you
Supreme Court.
read it right, he can't hold any other office after that.
Yeah,
That's why we have to fix the Supreme Court. That's why we need to impeach
right.
Thomas and Alito. And we need to have them changed so that when people are coming onto the court, when they're being
We should have term
testifying,
limits.
they have to take an oath. Because they don't do
They don't
that
take an oath?
before.
They
They don't
take an
take an
oath.
oath.
They go,
But they're not living by it.
Well, then, if
So
they took
that
an
co-
oath,
they
we
could be
can
impeached
impeach
for that.
them. Yeah, we should be able to impeach them
Yeah.
if they took an oath and then.
The Senate could do that if they wanted to.
Gorsuch,
Yeah,
Kavanaugh, and Amy Barrett, Comey Barrett could all be convicted or impeached because they all said
lied
that they
to
would
the Senate.
stand on precedent with regards to abortion. And they
Not
lied.
Barrett. I have to disagree on Barrett.
Mhm.
She prevaricated. The other
Yeah.
two were fairly clear. And the fact that she's a swing vote to me is really distressing, but she absolutely
She
did
did
not
not.
say that.
no.
She's
did
actually
not.
voted in a good way
The other
several
two
times.
did.
The other two, 100%. I'm not trying
They
to.
need to be
Defend
impeached
her,
because of that, because they
I
have
agree.
lied.
They absolutely outright lied.
Under
She's the
oath.
one that did not.
And then we need to take and bring Liz Cheney into, I don't care what Democrat we elect. Liz Cheney needs to be given the Department of Justice to clean it out and fix it up, because that woman, the law is that important to her. She would do the best job of anybody I could think of.
I'm on board with
And
that.
then you
I'm-
show, that you're a government for everybody.
And
Do you
bring
know
Liz
what I mean?
Oyer back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm telling you, there are ways that we can fix things, and it doesn't have to take 25 years.
Just put the right
It's gonna
people
take
in
a
the right job.
decade, but it's not gonna take 25 years.
No.
I have a question.
yes.
What would, this is off topic, but we all know what happened to Graham Plattner in
Right.
Maine.
Yeah.
Would anybody support him to run as an independent?
Nope.
No. His
Absolutely
goose is
not.
cooked.
He was very, very popular until that thing with that claim of rape came out.
Well,
Who's to say that that was a true claim? And she
I don't
wasn't.
think he was that popular. I've talked
You
to
give
friends
people
in
the
Maine, and they
benefit of the
didn't like him.
doubt, and then you extend it a little bit, and you're not sure, and then they keep doing stupid shit, and then you're like, forget it, I mean, he is just.
I think
I couldn't run for office because I don't want anybody looking into some of the things I did as a teenager, okay? We don't want to go there, okay? But, if you do that stuff, you're not gonna be able to run for office, that's all.
That last gal said she didn't want to politicize her claim.
Right.
And yet she did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Couldn't
we have a person that's a candidate right here. She probably could speak to us about your mindset and thought as far as, I'm sure your background, that you had to reflect upon everything you've done in your past and possibilities of what could come out.
Well, if high school stuff comes out, that'll be kind of embarrassing, but, I mean, I don't really have that much baggage. Everybody has baggage. I've always tried to be a good person. I tried to have morals and treat people with respect, and I've failed in multiple cases. But the thing with Plattner is there's a line that we have to draw. Everybody deserves grace. Everybody deserves the opportunity to say what happened, but he had too much. For me, the tattoo was a big deal. I'm Jewish. I could sort of deal with that one, but he lied about that. Like, had he just, when he found out what was going on and addressed it at that point, I had an argument with my nieces about that, my niece and my nephew a week or two about that. And they're in their 30s and late 20s. And they said, well, it's expensive to get rid of it. And I said,
No, it's not.
I have no idea. I don't.
I'd have tattoos. They could cover it.
And-
Probably cost them a couple $100.
But if that was
That
the
was- that
only,
was their
if that was the
argument.
only issue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be one thing.
But it's not the only.
It's not the
Correct.
only
And
issue.
that's my problem with it, is like, if you're gonna run for office, you have to at least have a set of convictions and
Right,
morals,
a moral compass.
a moral compass.
You don't
Which
wanna-
I'm
Pretty much a
excusing for
clean
many
slate.
people I'm finding myself doing,
You
where
don't
I don't
wanna
know where I lost that. I
elect-
just want Democrats.
You
Well,
don't have someone that's had a DUI and run somebody over, and I mean, there has to be limits.
As an individual in the Democratic Party, and I think I've asked this of this group and a couple other groups, my opinion is this. I was thoroughly upset in the moral judgment that we allowed somebody such as our current head of our administration, with his known background, with his statements that we witnessed, and his actions, and general populace just ignored
We
it
ignored it.
or allowed it. I can't,
Right.
I voted for it.
Yeah.
I can't accept that as my moral standard. Therefore, I can't support somebody that doesn't meet my moral standard.
Well, it's apparent that people of the Democrat way of thinking have moral standards. However, if Graham Plattner was a Republican, they would be putting him on a pedestal.
Right.
I don't want to draw that inference, but
That's
it's
fact.
hard to walk away
Look
from
at-
that
Look
statement.
He had said.
I truly hope that he is the one and only president in the history of this country that is a goddamn felon. I really hope that he's the only one that ever gets through, because it is
That's embarrassing.
embarrassing.
That is a big.
On the world stage.
Yes.
Oh, don't talk me off the world stage. We have absolutely no standing on the world stage anymore.
Right.
We are a joke,
Yes.
okay? Nothing that you sign, and no rights that people have assigned. I mean, going back from treaties on, we don't have a good record, okay? But this man, it means nothing. Anything we say today, may not matter tomorrow. Oh, what have you done for me in the last hour?
Well, I mean,
Have you put money in my pocket in the last 15 minutes?
millions every day.
Yeah.
But I do think that we have to also think about Al Franken and things like that.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. He was
He shouldn't.
unjustly removed.
Well, and he shouldn't have been. So I mean, we do have to have grace, but we also have to believe women. Like it's, and I think that we need to change the narrative. And like I posted this on Facebook maybe a week ago. Instead of just saying how many people get raped, how many men out of X numbers will rape a woman, and we have to change the narrative in some way and stop blaming women for
But
this.
in the case of Al Franken, he was removed from office because of a photograph
Right.
of him doing this, not touching that woman,
Right.
when he was a comedian,
Right.
not a politician.
Yeah. And
Politician.
it's a shame.
He was a good
Very,
representative
yes.
of his state and our country.
And he could draw the United States.
Jackie, and then
I just saw a question on, I think it was Threads this morning, that said, if Trump was a Democrat, would we be supporting him?
No.
no,
It
no.
was all-
And let us not forget, he was a Democrat. He was a heavy supporter of Bill and Hillary Clinton's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Democrats should not abandon the high ground.
Thank you. That's it.
Ever. We need to keep that spot for ourselves so that when Republicans bail, they have someplace to go. Someplace that's been consistent and has been, not giving up the high ground.
We need to have,
I agree with Michelle Obama still.
right, we need to have a moral and ethical standard for our leaders. Our leaders should be the best of us, because our leaders are the people that the rest of the world is going to judge our country by.
Speaking of the change from Democrat to Republican that is Trump, we are now faced with David Jolly. I know, he seems like a great candidate, and,
I hear a but.
but he was a Republican
Right.
before he was a Democrat. And so,
You worried?
how is it, no, well, that's gonna be in people's mind when they vote.
That happened with Charlie Crist.
Right.
Democrats
Right.
would not
He
vote for
won.
him because he used to be a Republican.
Well,
What was
full
the-
disclosure, I was a Republican for 25 years so I could vote for the county commissioners. I changed in the nick of time to get into this race. Actually, it was the 19th of May. I really care about voting for the county commissioners, and this is one of the first times that we've actually been able to vote for them regardless of party in St. Augustine, because I'm in St. Johns County.
Content of character.
And I really like Jolly. Like, he's been consistent, his message has been straightforward, and honestly, my concern is Vindman.
Right.
Ooh.
Really, why?
So I was a leader for Indivisible until recently because I'm running for office for St. Johns County, and myself and another Indivisible leader went to his meeting on last Thursday, and we were trying to talk to him to try to get him to have a debate with Angie Nixon. And the person in charge of his campaign who would set that up told the woman that I was with that she had to fill out this form. She's already filled out the form. And he said, well, the form's changed, so you have to fill out the form again to try to get him to debate Nixon. And she's like, but I've already filled this out. And then we pushed him pretty hard, and then he suggested that Angie Nixon debate Vindman's wife, and I found that really insulting.
What? Wait, whose wife?
Vindman's wife.
Wow.
What?
That's disgusting.
And that to me was really insulting. And you know, when Matt Gates came to our house when he was first running for office, I was gardening. And well, I mean, I was a registered Republican,
Yeah.
so he knocked on, I was
Yeah.
out gardening, and he came to talk to me, and my husband came out, and he said, and this was before Roe fell, and he said, what's your big concern? And I said, I'm pro-choice. I'm really concerned Roe's going to fail. And his wife pipes in, I'm pro-choice. And I said, your opinion's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to,
Right.
Yeah, you're not the person I'm electing.
no. You know, and, you know, having Vindman's wife debate, and I don't know that she'd be willing to do so, but that was a disappointing response.
It was.
See, that Gates was also pro-choice in choosing every woman he wants.
Incredibly.
Oh, boy. I need to be witty, like you.
As far as morality goes,
Mhm.
the orange-headed leader's words, the election is rigged unless I win. The news is fake unless it's flattering. Everything is a hoax unless I tweet it. Nepotism is bad unless it's my family. I'm rich, but you can't see my taxes. I'm smart, but you can't see my grades. I'm a patriot, but I dodged the draft. I'm successful, but my businesses fail. My staff is the best until I fire them. And I'm innocent, but I refuse to testify. That's your moral statement.
Yeah.
Everybody has to
And we all know
remember.
there's only one person that all applies to.
Right.
Everybody must
Yes, the
remember.
orange-haired idiot running the country,
We
yes.
never heard of fake news until Trump came
Right.
along.
That is true.
Well,
We
except
all
for
trusted
Germany.
the news networks because we had, you know, they were honorable back then, and they're not anymore.
Well,
Or
now
they may
they're
be
all but
honorable,
one
but they're
is-
being forced out of that.
Well, they're
Right.
being
all
bought by
but one is-
the enemy.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
We're
not
charged.
already. Yep.
Well, we need to go
But
back to
fake
having
news didn't
standards
exist.
with the news.
Right.
Well, most of us probably remember a time when the news was just the news. Like, they'd get on, they'd say this happened, and that
you
was
believed
it.
it.
Well, they had a standard. I mean, I think you're referring back to the Walter Cronkite
Yeah,
years,
yes.
Dan Rather,
Yeah.
Schaefer,
Tom Brokaw
those,
even.
John Brokaw, or even back to Edward R. Murrow days, where they did the fairness doctrine. When the press had a standard and a code, and they stood and lived up to that code because in their mind, they knew that they were the eyes and ears for the public. And they did not want to be known as somebody that would lie to you. They want you to trust them.
Today we got Jesse Waters.
Remember
Yeah.
Brian Williams? Why was he
Jeez.
fired, Brian Williams?
When did the
Something-
fairness doctrine get?
He fit.
That was
Reagan?
Yeah.
Wasn't
It was Reagan.
It was Reagan.
Reagan era.
I think so.
The
But
fairness
Brian Williams, like, exaggerated a claim at one point, and he was immediately let go, like you said.
He-
to the-
he exaggerated
said back
if-
to the,
I think it was his location during a war report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
tracked it down and he was eviscerated for that.
The Democrats gave us Social Security and got rid of child labor and gave us the health care.
40-hour work
And
week.
the Republicans, got rid of the fairness doctrine. Nixon turned nonprofit hospitals into profit corporations, which is why we can't afford health care anymore, and then got, booted out. And now we have a felon.
Yeah.
I mean, we have fallen a long damn way.
Makes you ask who we are
Yeah.
as a nation.
Well, that brings up my next point here. So the orange person that's in the White House, you got to remember, he is who he is. The person you have up there now was the person he was before he was elected. He didn't do anything that we didn't know he would do before.
That's why all the people in New Jersey and New York hate his guts.
Right. So the deeper question is the people that put him there and the people surround him. That's everything that's coming out now. That's their objectives.
Yeah, Miller in
Yeah.
particular.
So you can literally look back at most presidents and most presidencies and make sure that the people around them drove a lot of the policies and the directions the country went into.
Yeah, Frances Perkins
You're right,
with
Kurt?
Social
Yeah.
Security.
Oh, she was incredible.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman. And now we have people like Kevin Miller and
Even though.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller, and then
Mike Johnson.
that new, he's
Heck, Seth.
actually. I don't think should Vance ever step up, he won't have the support
No.
that Trump has. He's not going to be able to do hardly anything. But Johnson, he is somebody to really be afraid of.
Yeah, he's-
Well-
Yeah.
But look, there again, let's look at Vance. Why is Vance even where he is today?
He was
Peter
part of the
Thiel.
Heritage Foundation.
Bingo.
What?
Peter
Say-
Thiel.
Peter
Yeah,
Thiel.
Peter
Thiel.
The money put these people where they're at. When you look at
And he's
some of the
willing to
things,
kiss a whole lot of you know what.
a lot of the things that are going on in society today, you have to look at it disadvantages the masses. Who does it advantage? Who gets the advantage out of some of these things like destroying health care, getting rid of school lunches, decimating farmers that have been farming all their life? When you go through the government,
Ancestors too.
get rid of USAID. Did in what world did they not think, these are our farmers selling this goods to our government to help other countries?
Well, I
Soft
thought,
power.
where all
Yeah.
that money that USAID had, what'd they do with that money? It's
Oh, in
gone.
somebody's
the ballroom.
pocket. Yeah.
No, it's
Or the
not even
pool.
there.
So
Somebody's
Yeah.
got
The-
it.
Yeah, that drives me
the
nuts.
grift is
decorative.
incredible
No, it's-
in this.
I agree.
I can't imagine I don't think there's been another administration in the history of this country that's with this type of grift.
No, not even close.
There hasn't
been a
been,
few
but how do you
scandals,
get
but
the
nothing
Republicans who are really strong supporters to actually see that in the news? Because if you turn on Fox News today, they're going to probably be talking about Minnesota.
Right.
And what they don't even talk about is how the governor alerted the feds to what was going on.
Before.
And then you're going to hear about New Jersey, and
Right.
you're going to hear about all of these other things. So we need to get back to truth in news. We need to get rid of the monopolies again. I mean, the monopolies are what's killing us.
It's
Yes.
getting worse.
It's getting worse and
Yeah.
worse. Yeah.
It's the whataboutism,
They shut down
which
the
is
murder
exactly
of
what you're
Paramount.
talking
They
about.
did.
Yeah.
They
False-
always have it. and-
False
false-
equivalency.
false
I
equivalency.
I wonder
Yeah,
how
shut down.
the people in, the Republicans in Congress and in the Senate, whether or not they're behaving the way that they do is because somehow they've been threatened by Trump, maybe physically and by their families.
And their families, yeah.
So they are towing the line.
Government run like the mafia, yeah.
Well,
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
didn't, was it Senator McCoskey that got on a town hall and somebody questioned her about that and she said, she's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
To vote against him.
yes, literally.
But not only like Trump's people, but I've heard somebody posit that even they're afraid of some of his followers because I mean I think
Some of them are nutcases.
he
Yeah.
has drawn every hostile, angry, mean-spirited person in the country to him because he acts the way he acts, and then they say, "Oh, okay, I can act like that too," and they're afraid of not just him, but those.
Well, let us remember this famous quote after Centerville. There were good people on
Oh,
both
on
sides.
both
Oh,
sides,
Charlottesville.
yeah.
Charlottesville, sorry, I apologize, Charlottesville.
There's a new book out called Country of Lords about influential Americans who have asserted a fundamental inequality among human beings, arguing that social, economic, and racial hierarchies in which some groups of people rule over others are not only natural but good. It shows the anti-egalitarian lineage, and it's written by Tim Phillips Fine, F-E-I-N. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And as far as grift goes, South Korean company gave Trump $2 million, and lo and behold, the Commerce Department dropped their investigation within 48 hours. And the FCC officials got really nice thank you gifts after the Paramount key vote.
And
That never used to
it's
happen.
awful. Well, we're seeing a lot of that stuff on a lesser scale in the Florida legislature.
Oh,
I mean, the day before the session began, the Florida legislators got $14 million in one day. You know, it's pay to play, and we have to change that. We have to be willing to change it. And it's terrible. I mean, it's significantly worse than the federal government right now.
And there's the problem right there. You as a candidate want to strip or stop the big money from influencing becoming a candidate, let alone getting into the legislature or getting elected for even the dog catcher. But if you say, I'm not taking big money, but your opponent does, how do you fight that fire with a water bucket?
Or how do you get them to, even if you want to propose legislation to make it illegal to do all that, how do you get all these people who've been taking graft for years?
Yeah.
How do you get them
You
to
gotta
agree to
get
vote
rid
in
of
that
the
direction?
Supreme Court, who made Citizens United, and who also gave corporations the same rights that we have. They already had a set of corporate rights,
Right.
but now they also have our rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It
You know-
wasn't supposed to be that way.
Well, you know, what's one of the main things you hear come up during the election, and everybody I talk to says, oh, we're going to change that.
Yeah.
Term limits.
Yeah.
Term
Well, we
limits.
do
And
already-
impose some term limits on the Supreme Court, because
Yes.
appointment for life? No,
No.
you're out.
On any court.
On any court, yeah.
They need to balance the Supreme Court gender and race-wise to reflect this country.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, they need to do it.
I don't disagree, but
There's not one Native American on the court and never has been, okay, ever. Okay, they didn't get the right to even practice their religion until I was in college, for Christ's sake. And what Asian judge has ever been on the Supreme Court?
well, before they get that, I would think if you travel back in time to when we were negotiating taking their land, weren't they promised seats in Congress?
Yeah.
Yes.
When?
And Washington D.C. has no vote whatsoever.
Nope.
And he's turned them into, he just raised the number of troops there from 3,000 to 5,000. For what?
Yeah.
And to say nothing, don't get me started on the White House,
Yeah.
the Rose Garden,
Oh,
the
that's
Yeah.
sad.
Oh, yeah.
and now the portico.
But we talk about money, you know, politicians taking money, and that goes all the way down to our city council.
Right.
Planning board, several times, researches, well, according to the land development code, this is wrong. So they vote unanimously against the developer because he's not doing what he's supposed to. Goes to the city council. Oh, yeah, you can have that. Because they've taken money from him.
Yeah.
And,
Case in point,
and-
case
no,
upon
Right.
hearing.
She got
We
caught
just-
though, right?
yeah.
The planning board just recently voted unanimously against a westward expansion
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
because it was incomplete. There was no details. They just wanted carte blanche. We said no.
But hasn't Tallahassee
Well,
superseded you on that?
no, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Yeah.
We told them to come back to us, but they might bypass us and go straight to the city council.
They are.
And I'll bet you the city council will overturn planning board for the 4th time in a year.
They're-
This city council is so corrupt. I'm glad November, 3 of them are gone.
August 4th, they're having their first city council meeting with the Western expansion with the developer.
Yeah.
The one thing that I wanted to bring up, something that you brought up earlier about angry people and, you know, the MAGA crowd. Here's a quote by Lyndon Baines Johnson that goes back to 1960. And the way he said it, it was when he was giving the Civil Rights Action. But this can apply to any minority. If you convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, you won't notice that you're picking his pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Giving somebody to look down on, he'll empty his pockets for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's been the philosophy from the beginning of this country. The people in power, or the way it was explained to me a long time ago, is the people in power, they could care less about race. They care about, their only color they see is green. And if I can keep the masses fighting amongst themselves, arguing about scraps off the table, they're never looking at what's on the plate.
Yeah.
And regrettably, that has been blown up to beyond belief. Our capitalist system, which is, I have no problem with the capitalist system, but you have to have, like any system, you have to have controls.
Limits.
You
He's
have to
eliminated
know,
all those.
Yeah.
and that's actually, from what I've seen, I see that as a lot of the Republican Party. Because remember, they ran on government shouldn't be involved, small business, we should control our direction. Where did that go? I have no idea, because you cannot have free, ruleless, controlless capitalists, because it's going to come down to, if I got the money, I'm right. And that doesn't work, especially in a justice system. So now you're telling me if I got enough money, no matter what I do, I win? I may as well go back to the Old West for the fastest gun.
Yeah, I got a fast draw holster.
There you go.
But, I mean, Trump's big superpower is the court. Growing up, I grew up in Massachusetts, and my grandparents were in New York and New Jersey. And I knew that as a kid, that was his big
Big
superpower.
And that was started during the Reagan era.
Even
The
before
Christian
college.
nationals realized they got the churches.
Yes.
Now they figured out, oh, we got to control the court. That's why the judges that are there because they push
This has
that.
been a scheme since 1970. Potter Stewart.
Yeah.
You can read about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got control of the courts.
Everybody here has watched the movie Bad Faith, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, if everybody should know about that movie.
Yes.
It will
Excellent.
scare them.
Yes, it will. But Trump's new thing, he's tweaked the courts. Because what he used to do, I'll get you into court battles and I know I'll win. Now it's I don't need to win the court battle.
I'm just gonna prolong it.
I'll just prolong it and I'll squeeze the money out of you. At some point, you won't have the money to fight me, even though you're right.
Yeah.
That's how he bankrupted an entire county in New Jersey.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
exactly
Yeah.
how he did it.
He's doing it in the whole country.
Yeah, we actually met somebody that was one of the subcontractors in New Jersey that did work for what was it, Taj Mahal or something there?
Yeah.
And he said that they rounded them up before the place opened and said, I'm filing bankruptcy. This is what I'm going to give you for your labor and materials. You can take this pennies on the dollar, or you can go to court, or you can leave with nothing. Those were their options. And that's how you did in New Jersey.
I had a friend whose father had a piano company within their family for 4 generations. And he bought all of the pianos for the casino there. And he never paid a damn
Wow.
dime. And the business was going to go under, and he committed suicide. And his wife followed him not like 2 years later. She went into a deep depression. She also committed suicide. And my friend has never, ever recovered from that. If he ever walked in front of my car and run him the hell over, I wouldn't care about the Secret Service.
Well, but there again, like I said, that person there is the same person we're dealing with now with crazy amounts of power.
Yeah. Why doesn't somebody in New York get a hold of, what do you call those things that, like they knock down the East Wing with?
Oh, wrecking ball.
No, a bulldozer.
Oh, dozer.
And drive it into Trump Tower,
Oh.
okay?
Well, Letitia,
I mean, what's
Drive it
good
into
for the goose
Mar-a-Lago.
is good for the gander.
Letitia James did that.
But didn't somebody try to
and caught him and did him in.
Yeah.
I do not
Yeah.
understand.
He poured gas out front.
I need to look into that because I don't understand how he got a court to say
You shouldn't have to pay that much.
that much money because that was just out. It was an insane amount. But he's grifted almost $2 billion. $465 million was too much. I don't even understand that.
Look how long it took E. Jean Carroll to get her 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Hey.
the
She didn't get her 80,
changed
she
to
just
that
got
he
He just doesn't
said-
want to
He
lose.
wants it
Yeah.
back, yeah.
Losing is worse than paying.
Right.
I thought she got that. this
Not,
time.
she got one of the two, not.
Not the other
she
one.
got the
not
five.
The larger one was
Like
98,
not
the
80.
98
It
point
was
something million.
5.6
I
Got
don't
shut down.
recall.
You know,
The
something
judge,
else
got
that
it
ever
got, like,
refers
the
to
amount got lower.
But the only
anymore.
reason
They
she
said
got
it
it
was
is that
over.
he had to
Okay.
put that money into
Escrow.
Right.
And so
It
they
earned
then fought
interest.
her about it,
Right.
and she finally preveled, and she got the money from the escrow.
Plus
Which
the
was not the
5.6.
And
second.
this morning he said he wants it back.
Of course
Yeah.
you does.
Shouldn't have done what he did.
Hell on ice water.
Does anybody remember when he first was running for office and they couldn't get a hold of his high school record
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
because it was hidden? There was no reason, even if your grades are lousy, to hide those records unless you've done something.
He hired a person
Yeah,
to
but
go
he's the one
to
who probably know
college
he's
for
stupid.
it. Did you know that? He hired a person to go to college for him. That person just died a few years ago, so he wasn't able to haul him in and make him pay or make him.
He didn't actually go to college.
One of his professors.
No, he didn't go to college. He's a fraud. That's the whole thing. You have to understand that Trump is a fraud.
But-
He's a fraud, and everything he's doing in the government is totally unnecessary.
Right.
And think of anything that he's done as positive. Nothing.
Nothing.
He's just a waste of time.
But wait a minute now, Kurt.
And money.
Hold it.
And
You know what?
It's a waste of
Let,
space.
let, let's go back to what I was saying again. He's the magician you see. We're wasting time because we know who he is and what he's doing. What we need to be looking into is
What they're
the
doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
what you don't see.
What
The people,
Miller is doing.
the people that actually are pulling the puppet strings.
Teal
The Teals, what's his, Miller?
Musk.
Musk and
Kennedy.
Stephen Miller, the Kennedy, we need to look at the people that are putting their plans in process.
I think that Stephen Miller
No.
is the puppet master for
I do
Trump.
too.
Yeah.
And that his own family says that his mind is evil. His own family have turned away from him because of all that.
Yeah.
And we've got mass Gestapo people. They killed somebody here in Florida who was on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind that the tourism dollars for this country, where people
Dried
used
up.
to come in droves, is going down 80 some percent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, people aren't coming.
Well, there's
I don't
also,
blame them. If I had the money, I'd move to Canada.
Well, now, with everything that everybody just said about what's going on in the direction we're in right now, in 2 more years, when we run a candidate against them, and that candidate wins, and would God willing we take the midterms and we have the House and the Senate, can you imagine what kind of work and how long it's going to take to turn around?
No.
A long time.
I mean,
Years and years.
we're
Years
on
and
the,
years.
we are
We might not
on the
even see it in our
Titanic,
lifetime.
right? We're on the Titanic. It's going down. Even if we become the crew and the captain of this ship, we're gonna be in a battle for our lives to fix this. Not to mention, that's internal. What about our reputation worldwide?
Oh.
Not to mention the war that in no way do I see that conflict, war, whatever he wants to call it, ending before he leaves. It is not going to happen.
They just
You can
need to
declare
have
it's
more
over.
money now.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
Look
with
over
us,
here while I keep you distracted from Epstein.
yeah. There.
Right.
yeah.
It's not just the war there. Putin's got his hands full. But China,
China's just laying back.
Yeah, they're
Watch it
laying
all.
back.
They're laying back.
and their gold reserve,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they are going to take gold because the EU's been getting it together. Poland's got the largest on the planet right now. They're going to get rid of the dollar, as I know that's coming. You can, I mean,
Are we?
and once that happens, we've not only lost political and social and whatever, cultural, all across the planet, but then we're not gonna have the economics either. Right now, we still are large economic power. You
Well-
take away the dollar and replace it with gold after we got rid of gold, and they're trying to put this stupid
Bitcoin crap. Yeah, crypto.
that
Yeah.
doesn't even freaking exist as money, we're gonna go down the tube.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, she's right.
Yeah.
Because
We're not on the gold standard, are we?
Everybody in the world used to come to us for product.
Yeah.
Now, nobody
go to
comes to us
China.
for product.
Yep.
They go elsewhere.
Yes.
Well,
We
Mar-
don't have any power.
Marley, you had something?
Oh,
I just
were
want
they?
to bring up one very sad point about what we're all saying right now. This midterms and what he's came out of his mouth on his wonderful speech he gave on Wednesday,
Yeah.
which I only listened to a little bit of it and I already got the point. We may not go any further than the midterms. He may send ICE to a lot of the polling places. He may send his Proud Boys and all the creatures that got pardoned out after people. And we don't know what's gonna happen. It could all just blow up right then and there.
it's not going to happen in Florida. We're not going to
Yeah.
have to worry about
Yeah,
that. in
yeah,
our
'cause
state.
we're-
I'm not
we're
trying. I
red
mean,
state.
Yeah,
honey.
yeah.
Yeah.
I understand you. I'm not trying to say, well, I'm good. You're saying
no, I'm just saying that there's other places to be concerned about, but it's not.
Florida's
I don't think
not
that's
one
a
of them.
concern here because we are so red.
right.
Yeah.
The blue states.
The blue states are going to be problematic, but we have to address it right now and bring it to people's attention. But
He's
I
turned off
don't know.
Medicare for Minnesota and
In
California.
California.
Because they're blue states.
Yeah.
Well, I that's, as far as the election and the blue states, that's gonna be determined by the strength of their governors. Because you can send the troops there, but the governors each state controls their elections. For now. He can literally send the
That's
troops
in
in
the
and,
Constitution, by the way.
yeah,
Right.
that is in the
Right.
Constitution.
But he
Those
doesn't care
states
about the
will
Constitution.
have to take the appropriate actions. If they see troops, like here, you put troops near a polling station, they can be arrested. The governor can say, okay, effect arrests.
When you say troops, you're talking about the National Guard now.
But
Yes.
Because that's who the governor.
That's the governor, that's what the governor
He doesn't control
do.
the army, he
It's
controls the
ICE.
National Guard.
But-
DeSantis is our
but
governor. Do
he-
you think he's not gonna do what Trump wants him to do?
But like Suzanne said, Florida's not an issue here.
No,
Flo-
I mean,
Florida's
I'm
not
not trying to
invaded.
be
Yeah.
negative, but.
But,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're right.
But I mean, we can make some changes in Florida if we get everybody out to start voting differently.
Right.
But people have to understand that their votes have consequences. And there's a lot of issues that we have in Florida that can change if we actually make some changes in the House and the Senate.
Right.
People have to know if they
in our
don't
own
vote,
House and
there are
Senate.
Yeah, I'm talking
consequences.
Florida specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can make some changes in Congress. We have some amazing candidates for Congress right now in our state.
It's
And
the
that's how it
message
starts.
that if you don't vote, you suffer the consequences. That's the message that has to get out.
Yeah.
But we all.
But
Well-
how do you get that message out to people?
You know what? I think he sent that message out to people because literally had the Democrats that had voted originally showed in this last election, Trump would not be in the White House. So shame on every one of you that didn't vote. I understand that you may have been scared, might have had some other emergency, but there was no reason for every living Democrat that was registered to vote that didn't vote.
Support the voice.
This is where we're at now.
Yeah.
Was it something like
You
90
stayed home, and this is where we're at now. We're
90 million?
begging people. I'm begging you. You have the right to vote. Vote. You're a registered voter. Vote. Please, if you need help voting, contact a Democrat or a Democratic office wherever you're at. They will help you vote.
They will.
We're speaking
If
to
you're
the
a
independents
woman.
as well.
Oh,
Vote
be
before
right
you lose
Yeah,
your
please, yeah.
vote.
yes, please vote. But that is why we're where we're at now. And if we're going to try to get Florida back on track, like Suzanne Prevel says, every election we need to have people running from city council to dog catcher to county councilman to Congress, Senate, state. You have to run. We need people to run. So currently, after what you were reading to me about in this amendment, am I understanding right that the executive can appoint a senator that dies? I thought that fell to the governor.
Governor, right.
All right, so Lindsey Graham's sister is
She's shaking it up.
apparently is planning to run.
I think she's already been appointed.
Well, she's been appointed,
She's gonna
but
run
she's
now.
going to. I don't know if she made the cutoff.
She did.
She did make the cutoff, so she's going to run for his seat. So she's going to finish out his term and run as, I guess, that would be incumbent.
So that's the reason that Andy Bashir needs to get to the bottom of the McConnell thing.
Right.
Bingo. Did you have something for us, Jan? Jan?
Hi.
Hi.
Based on a conversation that I heard you all have about the tide is turning, the cookies crumbling, whatever you want to call it, I just wanted to give you some stats for new registrants this month in June.
Okay.
In this county.
In this county, in June. There were 6 random party people. The BPP party, the Independent Party, the CPF party, who moved to Democrats.
Good.
There were 41 NPAs who moved to Democrats.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
There were 14 Republicans
Oh.
Yes.
who moved to Democrats. There were 5 of those random parties who moved to NPAs. There were 15 Democrats who moved to NPA.
Okay.
There were 21 Republicans who moved to NPA. So the news is awesome. Did you catch that?
Yes.
21 Republicans to NPA, 14 Republicans to Democrat, 41 NPAs to
Excellent.
Democrat.
Excellent. That means we're peeling away, or there are
The
Republicans
Republicans
seeing.
are bailing.
Yes.
Well, they don't have a party anymore. Their party has been hijacked.
Yeah, it has.
And they got it hijacked by the fact that there were Republicans willing to sell their soul to win.
Yeah.
Well, the price of selling your soul is this. So now they're ride or die. They're either gonna stay with the MAGAs and go down with them, or just hope that there's a future for them. I don't see it happening.
The
Because-
Republicans think that we are devils and evil, and that we are just out. to
Not
start-
all of them, just.
There's-
the-
We are out to
Yeah.
destroy this country. You should have, you probably all saw recently Mike Johnson's speech where he talked about how we are gonna be responsible to be the end of this country.
Yes.
And that, you need the Republicans to save us, because otherwise, we're not gonna have a country.
Okay.
And they're the ones that are
We're all
killing the country.
communists.
They're
But
deflecting what they're doing onto us.
Well, here's the problem with that whole thing. Nobody asks, well, sir, if that's so true, Republicans hold the House and the Senate and the White House. Why aren't we in the golden age?
Because they're the Republicans.
It's like the last election with Josh Wheel. I did the booth the day, it was election day at the library. I had previously been at the beach and it was a different vibe down there. They had lines and lines of Republicans because they didn't want to vote for Randy Fine. But their party said go vote for him anyway. They all lined up and voted for him. I was shocked.
You know
I've
what?
never seen anything like that.
But-
And we had people stop at our tent and just to argue with us.
Yes, that is true.
And it's, I've never seen, I think we've all gone nuts maybe.
The
But-
Republicans are organized. That's why you
Yeah.
saw lines and lines. They're
Right.
organized against us.
they are very organized.
How can we get
They're
more
afraid of
organized?
us.
But
They
no,
like to be
but-
told
but
what
you-
to do. They want to be told what to
do.
do.
Right.
None of us want to be told what
Right,
to do. We want
that's
to make
true.
up our own damn mind.
But I think
That's true.
the one of the truest thing that our friend Mark Webb told us was, well, wait until they're touched. And that's what we're seeing
What's he
happen.
saying?
That's why these
Yeah.
people are leaving. They're like, wait a minute. You mean I'm not a billionaire like you? Because they believed that Trump was going to protect them, that they were in the tent, that they're part of that billionaire class. Now they're realizing, oh, wait a minute, that's, I don't have health care.
Interest rates.
Gas is excess of $4 a gallon. Diesel's off the chart.
Stamps are 83 cents.
my God.
I guess I haven't bought any for a while.
Dozen eggs, $5.22.
Now if you go to BJ's,
Oh, yeah, now you go to.
I
That was
get
our-
5 dozen for $8.99.
There you go.
Some of the
My
tomatoes
eggs.
at Publix were $4 when I was
Oh,
there.
yeah, but eggs at BJ's are cheap.
Well, I'm growing my own.
5 dozen.
but-
Costco even cheaper and Costco's dams.
Okay, and let us not forget what Doge has so kindly given us. We have, not E. coli, what is it? The celery?
Cyclospora.
Ebola.
Cyclospora.
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 It's not a bacteria though.
No, it's not a bacteria, but the Food and Drug Administration that would have been monitoring that,
But Kennedy took the funds away.
and that group no longer exists. So now we're suffering a fool's wrath because we don't have people out there monitoring the safety of our food.
Yeah.
And people are
A guy
getting
with
sick.
a worm in his head.
Yeah, yeah,
Gave us
Allegedly.
food.
right.
Who said if your parents suffered from infertility, so will you?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
So
Some of
once
this stuff
again,
is just so ridiculous.
one other thing we're gonna have to fix once we get the ship righted.
You have to
Yep.
put the CDC back together.
Yeah.
See, absolutely.
I mean, it's literally gonna
And
take them
FEMA?
4 years to put everything back together, and then they'll say, well, they did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all we did was repair what they broke. So it's gonna take another 4 years to make any more progress after that.
And my veterans out there, I'd like to call attention to HECSEF yesterday, hat in hand, asking for money for a war.
1.5 trillion.
That we
Right.
supposedly won last year.
Right.
Ask yourself this, where in there was there money for the
the
Veterans Association to help those soldiers that are
Injured.
injured when they come back?
Especially
No money was
ones
asked for
that
the VA. It was all about buying bigger, more, and staying in the conflict. There was no, he didn't explain.
Giving testosterone to warfighters.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Make that
Let's not go there. That.
What was that?
Don't worry about that.
Low key.
Using money to buy an AI program to deny those medical benefits.
Yes.
Was tested at the Veterans.
So, yes, it was.
Administration.
They stopped it though. Yeah, I heard about that.
Not to
Yes.
be crude, but Hexeth and his testosterone thing, he's gonna go check everybody's erection.
Right.
Okay, folks.
saw that on the internet.
Just wait
All right, so we're coming to an end here. I don't know where to go with that.
Nothing but a limp dick.
I don't know where to go with that. Any last words before we call it for today?
Yeah, we're
What'd you
talking
think?
about
This is your
veterans.
first meeting
They-
here.
they
What do you
went-
think?
1 second.
Very interesting.
Kath, yes, ma'am?
They decimated the veterans, you know, they fired gazillions of people. And let me tell you, as someone who worked at a VA hospital for 17 and a half years, we were short-staffed for about 5 years before I retired.
Mhm.
And that was like 2015.
Right.
Okay, the end of 2015. And then they cut a bazillion more people.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and they're, you know, they've just totally crapped on veterans.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. I see veterans, you know, with their.
The veterans for Trump?
And then Trump.
Yeah, I don't
Why?
get that.
He's not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
Why?
He's hurting you.
I don't get it.
Let us
They
not.
took an oath.
Yeah. Let us not forget his statement about John McCain. I prefer my heroes not to be captured.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're coming back in boxes from Iraq.
Regrettably.
All
Did you hear
those
what Megan
losers.
McCain came out and said? She's talking about Mondami. I was just reading that before we got here, saying that they're right on point and that what they're saying about the Republicans is true, and that if the Republicans don't get their act together, they're going to see more Mondamis all over the country. And I went, yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah, why
But
not?
she's a die-in-the-wool Republican.
Yeah, I can't stand
And
her.
she's finally come around to understanding what's going on in the country.
People don't
Who's
understand that
this?
socialism is
Megan.
good for us.
Megan
McCain's
McCain.
daughter, Megan
McCain's
McCain.
daughter. Oh,
Why is Finland the happiest country in the world?
Trump hadn't been there?
They don't have any
And,
Republicans.
you know, if a little country can do it, don't tell me
We
that
can't.
we can't do it even better.
I mean, most of the European countries, I spent 13 years living in Europe. in the
France has
military.
a great healthcare system.
All the countries, they take care of their elderly.
Yeah.
They have health care for everybody.
And their
They take
kids
care
get
of
an
their
education.
citizens. What's wrong with America? What, we're supposed to be the biggest and the best, but we're not.
Bullshit.
And why
It's
our
the,
healthcare
we
is-
are. It's, you know what? It's about the money.
All
Remember,
about
the bottom line, I'll close this out. Regrettably, it's about the money. But you can change that. Let's get out and vote. When you go to vote, ask your neighbor if they need to go with you. Take a person, vote. If you're registered to vote, vote. Please. We're here, and in this time, dealing with what we're dealing with because we didn't Not everyone voted.
Every
And
vote
I'm a
matters.
good example
every
of
vote
that.
matters.
We have a great example
Yeah.
right here.
If the people had got out and voted, I lost the primary by 2.
Two.
So
Two.
every vote does count.
Thank you.
One couple didn't get off the couch.
Yeah.
This has been Conversations in American Democracy. Thank you, everyone.
So what do you think? You guys a little
Jeez.